First super chat of the day is Greg Yeager. Did the Arthur Smith hire lengthen or shorten Kenny's leash? And how long is KP8's leash?
I like that question. Shout out to Greg Yeager. He brought that in early today too. Salute you. It was really on your mind. I respect the heck out of you for that. All right. Dude, that's actually a good question. I would say it shortens it to an extent because now Kenny doesn't have the added excuse of this coordinator isn't proven or this coordinator is bad. We've seen Arthur Smith have success as a coordinator, and we've seen him have success with a quarterback that wasn't a world beater at the time, but was also a former first-round draft pick. So to an extent, I just think that, as we've talked about, we know that this is a big evaluation year for Kenny, but I just think that now we're getting more hyper isolated or hyper focused on him exclusively. And now it's like, man, we can't say it's the O-line. We can't say it's the receivers. We can't say it's the ranking. We can't say it's this and this and this because now we've checked off all those boxes, along with the fact that even when it was Mike Sullivan and Eddie Faulkner with Mason Rudolph, we saw a variation of this offense thrive at the end of the season with the exact same pieces. The only thing being switched out was the quarterback. So, like I said, I do think it shortens his leash, but I do feel like it actually raises his floor a lot more because I think that Kenny's a quarterback that will be able to take the teaching that Arthur Smith is going to be able to give him with just the scheme that they're running, and he should be able to process that information at a lot faster clip because it's going to be more simplified. It's not as exotic with, multiple variations of route combinations. It's literally big boy bully ball, run the ball, and then when you go to throw it, it's tradition out of that play action pass where you're getting, two-man routes or your 9-7-3 concepts, basically a deep, intermediate, and shallow, but working to the sidelines. So it just simplifies it for the quarterback. I think that Kenny right now would be able to thrive in that just because where he's already at, we're just bringing some of it off. We're taking some of that off of his plate and saying, hey, man, we know that you can do these things, but you can't do them consistently enough. So let's cut down some of the stuff that you might struggle with now and just hyper-focus on what we know you can do well, which is get out the pocket, use your legs, throw on the run. So, like I said, I think it shortens his leash, but I think it raises his floor.
I'll be honest, I don't know if specifically Arthur Smith being hired for the offensive coordinator changes my opinion on how long Kenny's leash is going to be because I just feel like this is the year for Kenny, no matter what new OC comes in because of, like you said, how Mason played in those Final Four games with Mike Sullivan and Eddie Faulkner. So I think Kenny's leash is more determined on who's behind him on the depth chart. Like if we got a Mason Rudolph or a Tannehill or someone with just like a little bit more of a bigger name or a little bit more like
proven
talented, then maybe the Steelers would be quicker to pull the trigger midway through the season or at some point during the season if Kenny is struggling. But if it's like Tyrod Taylor or journeyman quarterback as QB2, I think you just continue to roll with KP8.
Yeah, no, I agree. I could definitely see that.
Like I thought, no matter what, if it was Arthur Smith, no matter what offensive coordinator, like this is a huge year for Kenny.
Yeah, 100%.
Huge year.
100%.
But I'm with you. I think Arthur Smith should be able to help out Kenny. Why not?
Like I think both of those things could be true too, though. Whether in this other part, it's like we've already talked about how Arthur Smith will make a switch. Mariota was the first rounder in Tennessee under his rookie contract still when they made that switch, put Tannehill in 6 games into this thing. So we know that he's been a part of a situation that is similar to this, but at the same time, I do think that that backup could definitely expedite it. If he's a big enough backup, it could definitely expedite it. Yeah. Because like you said, if it was Mitch, you're not tripping on Mitch. I think if it was Mitch this whole time, nobody's going to push that envelope because of what he's shown now back to back.
Yeah. Anymore. No.
Right. But Mason, I think, is a different convo. Mitch is almost in Landry Jones territory where we're like, this just ain't it.
You're just here in case of injury.
Right. It's like, we don't feel good about this situation.
You're here for moral support. Right. You're a good locker room guy.
Right. That's what it was. You know what I mean? Yeah, we would all agree. Yeah.
Extra set of eyes in that QB room.
Right, whereas when you talking Mason has shown that, okay, this guy can actually win you some games right now. So it would spark that question a little bit sooner. Now, depending on how the team, in terms of Coach Tomlin, would look at him, did he think that what Mason did in those 4 games is sustainable over 17, or was it lightning in a bottle? That could dictate how fast he gets out there. But yeah, Tannehill type, any of those type of name types in that class, yeah, that's gonna be, he gonna feel that heat.
And it is what it is.
Heat.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Tomlin said
Yeah.
Kenny's gonna have to deal with competition.
Cause that's some heat. Oh.
So right now we're just trying to figure out what level of competition is
Right.
it gonna be.
Because we got the first thing checked off. Get your coordinator. All right, we know at least the style and the direction we're going in offensively.
And when I talk competition, I am with you. And like TG was talking yesterday, like I think there is going to be an internal bias towards Kenny.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're just going to give everything to him, though,
I
this
would agree.
offseason. Like, Kenny right now is the betting favorite to be QB1 for 2024. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think there's going to be some pressure on him.
Big facts.